Hi, my name is Cristina Yumi and I'm physiotherapist, and I'm glad to introduce these 5 base principles of Stott Pilates to you. Thanks Renata, Lucy and Elena. Thanks, you're welcome. I'm so glad to share with you my experience to review the 5 base principles, because it's opened my mind about many details that is very important for the assessment, posture assessment for the clients, and even to correct the clients in a simple way, and to prepare the rehab program or Pilates class. Okay, the 5 base principles refers to a series of biomechanical body awareness items. They work together, not separated. Okay, they create the 5 base principle, create an intelligent exercise that are safe and effective. The 5 base principles are number 1, breathing; number 2, pelvic placement; number 3, rib cage placement; number 4, scapular movement and stabilization; and number 5 and last one is head and cervical placement. Okay, and now we will talk about 5 base principle one by one with some details. Okay, then number 1, breathing. Why we need to breathe properly? Because breathe properly will give us many benefits. 4 benefits that we choose is number 1, when you breathe properly you could oxygenate your tissue and blood. It's a very therapeutic condition, important to irrigate the tissues. And number 2, when you are doing exercise and breathe properly, you could avoid necessary tension, especially in upper body. Okay, using the breathing pattern in a good way. And when you breathe more deeply, you could concentrate your mind to take a task. Okay, especially athletes, they need some movement with precision. That is very important to use a good pattern of breathing. And number 4, when you are exhaling more deeply, you could engage deep abdominal muscle. That's so important to stabilize the lumbopelvic area. Okay, then we have two goals for Stott Pilates breathing pattern. Okay, number 1, we like to encourage the breathing into the lower ribs 3-dimensionally. Okay, especially expanding the lateral side of rib cage and opening the back of rib cage, because this is neglected area of breathing pattern. And the other reason is that in lower parts of lungs we have the best condition of gas exchange, more efficient gas exchange in lower lobes. Okay, then we choose this breath pattern. And number 2, we like to encourage the activation of transversus abdominals first in a breath pattern, in exhaling, transversus activation, and simultaneously pelvic floor engagement and multifidus, then later the obliques, abdominals. This way we can protect completely the lumbopelvic area. Okay, in this breathing pattern with this activation of the core muscles. Okay, Then anatomically, when we are inhaling, you could extend your spine, and when you are exhaling, you are flexing your spine. This is simple because when you are inhaling, you could open up and out the ribs, and as your spine are extending, okay? And when you're exhaling, your ribs come in and down toward the pelvis, and as your spine are flexing, okay? But when you need some support, more support in your lumbar extensors or lumbar region, you could extend your spine in exhaling, because you could engage more your abs and protect your pelvic region, okay? Then we have some improperly breathing pattern. Sometimes you can see people breathing in upper body using unnecessary, especially the accessory breathing muscles here, scalens and trapezius, and it's not so good. And sometimes we see some people using the abdominal cavity and breathing with a abdominal wall completely relaxed and protecting the lumbo pelvic region, okay? That is not a good option too. Then we will perform or practice the exercise of breathing pattern, okay? Everybody could lay in your back. Number 1, 2. Lay in your back. The flags hip distance apart, and or you could be in comfort position, okay? It's good for you. Hip a little hip distance apart. Yes. Then you are now you are only noticing the natural breath, your natural breath, okay? Notice now. Are you breathing going to the upper torso? Is more superficially or deeply? Or your breath going into the abdominal cavity, relaxing your abdominal wall or not? And notice if the breathing could open the back of your rib cage or even expand the lateral of the rib cage, okay? Be conscious of your natural breath now, because it could be changed, okay? It's a good idea. Then number 2, we will perform the breathing into lateral side of rib cage. Maybe you could put your hands in lower ribs and lateral side, limp. And please relax your shoulder. The rib cage is resting on the mat, even the sacrum and head, okay? Then you are inhale, breathing into side, expanding the lateral side of rib cage. Feel the breathing into your hands, okay? When you inhale, and when you exhale, the ribs comes down in toward the pelvis, and you're deflecting the thoracic, the rib cage. And inhale, feel the expansion of rib cage laterally, and exhale, engage your abs to press the air out Feel the engagement of abs, yes, and the flattening of rib cage. Inhale to open, out and up the ribs into your hand, and exhale. The ribs come down and in and deflect your rib cage. And last one, inhale, breathing into side, and exhale, deflect your rib cage. Use your abdominal wall to press the air out. Okay, it's good. Now we will perform number 3. Now we are sitting in sitting position. Right here. Yes, I think it's better. You will be opposite. Yes. Yes. No. Moving
Here.
Yes. Better. Okay. Take your blue ball and sit over blue ball. Okay. Are you comfortable?
Yes.
Comfortable?
Yes.
In a neutral pelvis, a scapular stabilizer, head and shoulder in a good alignment, okay, and in neutral. Now we will practice the activation of pelvic floor, deep pelvic floor. You could work in a diamond with me. There. This is your pelvic floor, okay? These fingers, index, is the pubic bone, okay? And these thumbs is the coccyx, and the edge of the hand, your hands is the ischius, okay? Then the pelvic floor is a sheet of muscle that work around these bones, okay? This is the pelvic bone, and you are sitting onto your pelvic floor, and feel your pelvic pelvic floor above the ball, blue ball, okay? Then you are inhale to relax a little bit your pelvic floor, because it's nice. It's very important you learn to relax your pelvic floor, or even contract smoothly, slightly, okay? It's very important to work in this contraction and relaxation, okay? Then inhale to relax a little bit pelvic floor, and exhale smoothly lift a little bit your pelvic floor away from the ball, okay? Again, inhale to relax, neutral pelvis. Exhale, lift smoothly your pelvic floor away from the ball, the over ball. And inhale to relax, and exhale, lift like a shift, paper shift, okay? And inhale to release. Now we will work with pelvic floor and transversus connection simultaneously, okay? Then you are inhale to relax, exhale, lift pelvic floor deep, and engage your abdominal wall, transversus and multifidus at the back of the sacrum, okay? Like a seat belt in airplane, but here we are attaching or fastening at the back, the seat belt. Could you imagine, okay? Then again, inhale to release, exhale, lift pelvic floor, transversus, multifidus, and attaching at the back, the sacrum, and feel the protection, feel the supporting of this belt around your belt, okay? Between the lower ribs and the iliac crest. And last one, inhale to release. Exhale, lift deep pelvic floor, transversus and multifidus simultaneously, and keep this attachment, keep fasten this seat belt in a long line of spine, natural curve, neutral. Okay? Everybody feel the engagement of core? It's nice?
Yes.
Now we will lay in your back again and work. We work in transversus now in spine, but first in sitting position I can explain. The transverse abdominals is a muscle that work around your belt, and in front they attach with the abdominal aponeurosis. Okay, at the back, they attach with the short lumbar fascia. Okay, here, and this is multifidus that we working at the seat belt, and the transversus we could feel here inside the iliac spine, iliac anterior, here inside ASIS, okay, here, and then because here we feel the contraction of transversus abdomen, then we will use the fingertips inside of this ASIS, okay, and then you could lay in your back. And yes, knee flex, keep distance apart, and fingertips inside your ASIS here. Okay. Neutral pelvis, please. Then we will perform the same exercise sitting, now in spine, okay? Then pelvis neutral, feel the sacrum heavy resting on the mat. Second, and rib cage and head shoe, okay, on the mat. Neutral pelvis, and you will inhale to release, and exhale, contract smoothly pelvic floor, and feel the transversus contracting under your fingers like a plastic wrap, contract, being flattened, okay? The abdominal walls is flattened, and feel the multifidus around, okay? Then, could you feel the transversus under your fingers, everybody? Yes? Yes. Then, again, inhale to prepare, open your sit bones to relax pelvic floor, and exhale, lift pelvic floor, transversus contracting under your fingers, feel the flattened abdominal and transversus contracting like a plastic, neutral pelvis. Yes, and feel the engagement of the multifidus simultaneously. And last one, inhale to release all the muscles, and exhale, pelvic floor, transversus, and a little bit multifidus. Feel the transversus under your finger, okay? It's nice. Now, you will could release your hands by your hips, the side of hips, and we will engage a little bit the abdominal walls to complete the protection of lumbopelvic region, okay? Then, please, everybody could release your neck, shoulder, okay? And inhale, breathe into side of rib cage. Exhale, activate deep pelvic floor transversus, and now exhale more deeply and lowering your ribs in and down toward your pelvis, and use your abs to deflect, to press the air out and feel the engagement of abdominal wall. Okay, deep exhaling, deep muscles, abdominal muscles working, and inhale to expand the back of rib cage, lateral side, and exhale pelvic floor transversus, multifidus, and abs connections, obliques. Ribs is closing in and down toward the pelvis, abdominal walls connected, being flat, compressing the abdominal wall completely and protecting your lumbo-pelvic area. Okay? Much better. Good job. It's okay. Everybody? Alright? And now, please, sit. And it's dome number 1. Breathing is the number 1 basic principle. Okay? It's okay for Now, number 2, pelvic placement. Okay? The Stott Pilates emphasizes two positions in pelvis. Okay? Number 1 is neutral pelvis. Number 2 is imprinted position. Okay? The neutral position, it's okay for you? Okay. It's a natural curve, refers to a natural curve of lumbar, is the lordosis, okay? And when the pelvis is in alignment in supine, this ASIS, in the same plane, horizontal plane of pubic bone, okay? This is considered the neutral position. For example, neutral in supine, this is right pelvis. And this is ASIS, this is pubic bone. When this is in the same alignment in spine, is considered neutral. Then, when we were lowering the pubic bone, you have the anterior pelvic tilt. Okay, when you are higher in pubic bone, you are posterior pelvic tilt. Okay, but sometimes this neutral pelvis, it's not so important to keep these bones in the same alignment, because when you have a large gluteus muscles, you can try to put in this alignment, and you could exaggerate in your in your lordosis, lumbar lordosis. Okay, then the neutral pelvis is very individual, one by one. You need to find the neutral pelvis one by one. Okay, it's not so important to keep this alignment all the time, because sometimes it's not function. Okay, the neutral pelvis is the best and more the optimal shock absorption position, and more stable too. Okay, then yes, another thing, neutral pelvis. Sometimes we can't see this arch in the back for neutral pelvis in supine, okay? Because if you lose the connection of abdominal walls and tension your lumbar extensors, it's not good. We prefer to imprint a little bit in this condition to stabilize this region, okay? Don't do this. Only rest your sacrum onto the mat. This is a good cue, resting the sacrum on the mat, and elongate this low back. Okay, it's nice to find the neutral position of pelvis. Any question? Well, I think neutral is done. Imprinted position. The imprinted position we use too much in the beginners. Is refers to a slight posterior tilt of pelvis, slight and slight flexion. Oh, sorry. Here, and slight flexion of lumbar spine. Okay, it's not too much that you take off the sacrum of mat, okay, or depress the lumbar curve posteriorly, because sometimes you could see, or anytime with backache population have this condition. Okay, it's tuck under position. Me is a little bit using too much glutes and have rectus abdominals. Imprinted position is not this position. It's compress the disc, and it's very bad. And then imprint is slight posterior tilt, slight elongation of the lumbar spine. Okay. And when you use imprinted position, the imprinted position is a great position for everyone that have obliques and abdominal walls very weak, because in imprinted position you could shorten the abdominal walls, especially the obliques. Then you could facilitate the engagement and strengthening of the abdominal walls and the obliques. Okay, then it's a good position for beginners that don't have the connection of the abdominal walls. And okay, and every beginners, when you are in open chain, when you need to, like top table position, open chain, you could use this supporting abdominal wall with imprinted position. And the neutral pelvis, when you use neutral pelvis is very nice for people that are very strengthened abdominal walls, sufficient to support the lumbopelvic region. Okay, and then use, even when you have a good connection, strengthening of the abdominal wall, you could even use a neutral position in open kinetic chain. It's a challenge for me, okay, because I love imprinted, but we could challenge sometimes, okay, because it's a good shock absorption position, it's more stable, and you could engage better the deep abdomen, especially transversus and multifidus. Okay, and I think it's enough. If you have any question, please. Question. Then we could practice the pelvic placement exercise. Please lay in your back. Knee flex, hip distance apart. Yes. And we will feel the range of movement of pelvic floor. The name of exercise is rocking pelvis. Okay. Then you could put a triangle in your fingertips, in your pubic bone, and the heel of your hand in your ASIS, okay? Yeah, you could try the same plane, only to feel, okay? Then you will inhale to release your sacrum on the mat, and exhale, you are engage a little bit abs and be higher with your fingers in pubic bone, okay? Your posterior tilt in your pelvis, okay? And inhale, you are lower your pubic bone in an anterior pelvic tilt, okay? Anterior, here, okay? And exhale, posterior. Okay, the pubic bone is higher, and now inhale to lower the pubic bone, anterior pelvic tilt. Can you feel? Feel the range of movement of posterior and anterior, like a rocking, like a balance. Okay. Into anterior pelvic tilt. Exhale to posterior, and last one. And now you are find the middle of this range of movement. Okay, feel and find and stop in the middle. Yes, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Maybe this is your neutral position of pelvis, and keep this neutral. And now you could release your hands by your hips, side of hips, and you could inhale to neutral position. Open the ribcage and exhale to imprinted position. A little posterior tilt, a little flexion of lumbar extensors, and inhale to neutral and exhale to imprint. Now you keep imprinted position and inhale, breathe into sides, and exhale back to neutral position, back to neutral, neutral. Inhale to neutral, exhale, imprinted position. Use your obliques, more than glutes, no glutes, okay, more obliques. Keep this imprinted position and inhale to expand the lateral side of rib cage, abdominal flat, and exhale to back to neutral, okay? Now we will work more fluidly in neutral and imprint. Inhale to neutral. Feel the weight of sacrum on the mat, rib cage on the mat, okay? Keep the natural curve of rib cage, okay? And cervical is released, okay? Then inhale to neutral, exhale to imprinted, slightly. Inhale to neutral, feel the transversus engagement and pelvic floor, and exhale to imprint. Yes, and last one, into neutral, and exhale to imprint. Release your shoulder and neck, okay? Much better. Okay, then you will perform slide legs, okay? Three times on right, 3 times on left, okay? Then inhale and exhale to imprint position. Keep imprinted position and inhale to extend and slide the legs only far as you can be stable in your pelvis, okay? And exhale, imprinting, and bring back to starting position. Keep imprinted and inhale to slide right. Yes, the same 3 times. And exhale, imprint. Last one, right side. Inhale to slide, and exhale, bring back to starting position. Now 3 times left side, okay, left leg. Sorry, everybody. Inhale, exhale, imprint. Now keep imprint. Inhale to slide left leg, and exhale, bring back to starting position. Keep stable. And inhale to slide, same leg. Exhale, imprint. Keep imprinted. Last one, slide. Inhale and exhale to bring back to starting position. Okay? Nice. Then in neutral pelvis now, it's a little challenge. You will perform leg lift. Okay? Then you will lift in tabletop one leg and lower. Okay? Lift another alternative. And okay, and you are exhale, lifting, and inhale to lower. Okay, first right side. Then inhale to prepare. Exhale, neutral, and lift right, tabletop. Inhale to lower. Exhale, left side. Yes, neutral pelvis. Inhale, low. Exhale, lift right side. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift 90 degrees. Inhale, lower. And last one. Exhale, lift 9. Neutral, neutral, neutral. Inhale to lower. Last one. And inhale, lower. Start the position. Okay? Good job, good job. I think neutral pelvic placement is done. And now sitting, please. And you remembering we worked on breathing, number 1, number 2, pelvic placement. Now number 3 is rib cage placement. Okay, we have a key of to take a good alignment of the rib cage. Do you remember, Lulu? The engagement of yes, abdominal walls. Why, Renata? You know. Yes, the attachment of the abdominal, especially obliques, is on the lower ribs. Then when you are engaging abdominals, obliques, you are supporting and doing a good alignment of rib cage, because every time it's forward, and then you align your rib cage and indirectly the thoracic spine. That is why it's so important to keep the abdominal walls engaged after, before any movement. Okay, and then we have 3 conditions that we have some take care. Okay, when you are supine, sometimes you could see this lifting of the rib cage. Okay. It's not good because you hyperextend the thoracolumbar region. Okay, and in a sitting position, you could see many people using this forward deviation of rib cage. Yes, and the number 3, when you perform some overarm arm gesture, or when you are inhaling, you could exaggerate this lifting your rib cage in supine, and when you are sitting, you could see more this movement of deviation forward. Okay, this. Yes. About the breathing and rib cage, when you are inhaling, you feel the opening in your ribs out. Then when you need more range of movement of extension of spine, you could work in inhaling and even opening. Inhale and opening the ribs out and up. Okay, it's good to have more range of movement because you don't need to work this way and extension. Okay, it's not available. But when you need some more support in your lumbar spine, you could work the extension in exhaling. Okay, more support of abdominal walls. Then I think it's enough. Some cues, good cues for rib cage placement is sometimes when you are inhaling to avoid this lifting the rib cage, you could give a cue to resting the rib cage on the mat and using the breathing pattern. Inhale into the back of rib cage and the lateral side, okay? Because you are resting the rib cage on the mat. I think it's good. Now we will practice this rib cage placement. Okay, is lay on your back again. It's two exercises. One is breathing. It's only two, because I think everybody understand that this is very important, the engagement of abdominal walls to avoid this deviation for align the rib cage. Okay, then we will work in breathing. Then neutral pelvis. Second on my rib cage resting on the mat, head and shoulders relaxed. Okay. Then you are inhale in the back and lateral side of rib cage, and exhaling, engage your abs. Close your rib cage down into the pelvis. Feel the abdominal walls flatten and a little bit compressed. A good alignment on the thoracic spine. Please inhale, breathe into side of rib cage. Exhale, deflect. Press out, and you are flattening your abdominal walls. And please keep the normal curve of the rib cage. Don't depress too much, don't hyperextend, but it's good. Everybody is good. Now abdomen is engaged. Then your work in this pattern of movement, the overhead, arms overhead. Okay, sorry. Remember that it's very common. You lift your rib cage, then keep your lower ribs onto the mat during all the exercise. Okay, if you do this overhead and you do this, is not good. It's better you work in a shorter range of movement of hand. Okay, then you inhale to prepare, exhale, and imprinted position. Okay, keep the imprinted and inhale, both arms to ceiling, and exhale, engage your abs and arms overhead as far as you can be stable, and ribs are on the floor. Okay, abs engaged, and inhale, both arms to ceiling, and exhale, bring back to starting position. Exhale, imprinted, keep imprinted. Inhale, hands to ceiling, open the lateral and back side of rib cage. Exhale, engage your abs and abs connect. Lower your ribs in and down, okay? And inhale, both arms to ceiling, and exhale, bring back to starting position. Engage your abs in printed position, keep in printed position, and inhale, both arms to ceiling, and exhale, keep engaged, only as far as can be stable. Here is good. And inhale to the ceiling, and exhale, bring back to neutral. Okay? Nice? Good?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's gold. Any questions?
No.
Then sitting. Then we work breathing, number 1. Number 2, pelvic placement. Number 3, rib cage placement. And number 4. Now number 4, yes. Scapular movement and stabilization, okay? Well, do you agree with me that engagement of abdominal wall is important?
Yes.
Before any movement? Yes. Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Ellen?
Yes.
Now, the same importance of connection of abdominal wall, in Pilates we work a lot, but the same importance is the stabilization of the scapula onto the rib cage before movement, okay? Why? When it's not done, you have overload of, yes, upper body, scapular elevator and upper trapezius. It's very bad, okay? This is very important, okay? Stabilizing your scapula before the movement, before the movement starts. The scapula is right, yes, here. Well, here. Right. Then the scapula have a lack of muscle to attach to the spine directly and the rib cage. Then it has a great mobility, okay? And this gliding of the scapula in a properly way, it could give more range of movement in humerus, glenohumerus joint, okay? And the scapula could do some movements. The upward is elevation, okay? Downward is depression. You could work in inward is retraction, and we could work in outward is protraction. Another important movement of the scapula is the upward rotation and downward rotation, okay? Upward rotation and downward rotation. And the scapula needs to glide flatten onto the rib cage, not markedly winging the this edge, medial edge or angle of scapula, okay? This wingy scapula needs to be here, okay? Engaged. And the V position of the scapula is very nice to stabilize your scapula, but not depressing too much. The V position could be understand not to gliding down a little bit, but down toward the spine. Then you could see the V position slightly, because some people or some clients have the neutral scapula in an elevated position. If you want to depress too much, you cause problems, ache, okay? It's bad. Then you could down slightly, but toward the spine. This is V position. It's more this way than depressing, okay? It's V position. And when you're performing the V position, it's nice because you could open your chest and collarbone and be wide here and here too. And you could stabilize in a good position the head because of the good alignment of your shoulder. That is so important using V position in a proper way. You could do V position not only depressing. Do you remember? You could perform this V position when you are overarm head, like scissors, arm circles, okay? Then it's very important, okay? When you use is scapula stabilization, when you are flexing your spine for upright, for example, when you stabilize the scapula, you avoid this much protraction and overhead posture. You could open your elbow, stabilize your scapula, and avoid this overload of upper body, okay? And when you are extending the thoracic spine, when you are engaging your scapular stabilizers, maybe in V position, you avoid hyperextension of the knee, the neck and head, okay? That is so important to be engaged here. I think it's done. We could practice the exercise. I think we could do in sitting position first. Yes. Sitting in a neutral position. Okay. Neutral pelvis. And open your chest. Be wide in front of your shoulder, and be wide back of your shoulder too. Okay. And a head balance between your shoulders. Engage your core, neutral pelvis. Then arms extended in front of your chest, and you will perform protraction, okay? Then you inhale to protract, be wide on your scapula, and exhale back to neutral and open a little bit your chest, neutral. And inhale to protract, be wide in your back shoulder, and exhale back to neutral and open your collarbone. Again, inhale to protract and release here, and exhale back to neutral. Inhale to protract, release here, yes, and exhale back to neutral. Okay, and release your arms by your sides. Okay? It's smoothly, slightly, okay? Now you perform retraction. Then you could starting position is the same. Inhale to open the collarbone and retract a little bit, and bringing down and toward the spine, and exhale back to neutral, open and open. Yes, inhale to retract smoothly, and exhale to neutral. Inhale, smoothly, equally working right and left side toward the spine, and exhale, wide back, and inhale, wide in front, smoothly here, and exhale to neutral, and release. Okay? Then lay in your back. Please take the toning balls under your hands. Knees flexed, keep distance apart, and yes, arms extended. We will perform elevation and depression of the scapula, in trying to find a V position smoothly, not depressing so much. Okay? The V positioning toward the spine. Okay? Then you are inhale to elevate the scapula smoothly toward the ears, and exhale, glide down the scapula and toward the spine, opening your chest. Inhale toward ears, exhale, open your chest, find a little V position, scapula down toward your spine, and inhale, elevation, and exhale, depression in a V position, open your chest, more or less. One inhale to elevate, exhale, open your chest, V position slightly down toward the spine. Okay, press a little bit the toning balls. Okay, now we could take off the toning balls, and we work in scissors. Okay, scissors. Sorry. Now, please, everybody could give lower. Yes, I think it's good. A little bit. Yes. Then, neutral pelvis. Release your neck, shoulder, abs connected. Okay. Then you are inhale, both arms to ceiling, palms in, and exhale, engage your abs and one arm toward overhead and other arm by your side of hip. Inhale, both arms to ceiling, exhale, sweep, engage your abs. Inhale to ceiling, exhale, the arms overhead could be in V position slightly, keep engage your abs. Inhale to the ceiling, exhale, sweep into the ceiling, exhale, sweep, engage your abs, V position on the overarm arm, and last one, V position, and inhale, stop, and exhale, back to starting position. Okay, now we perform arm circles. Okay, then the movement is in and X. Okay, in and X. Okay, sorry, exhale to prepare. Inhale, both arms to ceiling. Exhale, arms outside by your hip. Engage your abs. In to ceiling. X around your hips. Please keep neutral. In, find the position. Exhale, find your abs, find your abs. Ribs, lower ribs on the floor. Last one, in. And next, rib cage on the mat. Now, reverse. Inhale, exhale to back. Inhale, arms outside, and exhale, back to starting position. And in, outside, exhale, back to starting position. Yes, lower ribs on the floor, and in, lower ribs on the floor, exhale. And last one, in, open, and exhale, lowering by your hips. Okay, it's done. Everybody sitting, and now I think it's the last one. Number 1, breathing. Number 2, pelvic placement. Number 3, rib cage placement. Number 4, scapula and movement. And last one is head and cervical placement. Okay. It refers to a normal curve of cervical spine. This one roses, okay? And the head, the cranium, should be just above and between your shoulders, okay? Balance between your shoulder. That is why it's very important to get a good position of shoulder, and then the head should be balanced between your shoulders, okay? This is a nice cue for your client. It's simple, but you need to put stabilizer in a good position of scapula first, okay? Then the head nut is the cranial flexion, okay, of the C0 cranial, sorry, this C0, C1 and C2. It's upper cervical flexion, okay? And the cue is lengthen the back of neck, okay? But keep a space between your chin and chest, like your wrist. Don't do this too much, okay? And be smoothly, okay? Then only this movement, sorry, craniovertebral flexion. We could use these head nuts every time you need to take off your upper body and head off mat, okay? And you are using the deep neck flexors to stabilize the head in a good position, okay? And when you are doing prone extension, you could use first the thoracic extension and cervical extension and head, okay? But sometimes you need to put in a neutral position, the head in neutral position, and then thoracic and cervical and head extension, okay, in prone. Okay, I think we could perform. The eye line is very important to position your head, okay? Then sometimes when you are sitting, you need to keep the same eye line, same horizontal plane, and when you are doing the head nut, you could use this eye line. We will practice this eye line cue, okay? Then you could lay in your back to practice 3 exercises. It's only 3 exercises. First, you could find a neutral cervical spine. If someone have a much flattened cervical spine, put your hand to find a space above your under your neck, okay? Yes, good. Now you are release your neck, shoulder, sacrum is resting on the mat. Then you are find an eye line higher, okay, higher to the ceiling, eye line to the ceiling, high, eye line, okay, a little bit, okay, eye line to yes, Then you are sorry, too much. You eyeline to the ceiling. Then inhale, lower your eyeline 45 degrees, keep space, and head onto mat. Okay, and lengthen the back of the neck. And exhale back to neutral. Then high the eyeline on the ceiling, to the ceiling, and inhale, lengthen back of neck, the eyeline flex 45 degrees smoothly. Yes, head on the mat, and exhale back to neutral. And last one, eyeline to the ceiling. Inhale, eyeline lower 45 degrees, lengthen the back of neck, head on the mat, and exhale back to neutral. Okay, this is the head knot. Okay, now we will work with ab prep modifier, and you use this neck head knot. Now put your hands under your head and rest your head onto your hands. Okay, keep elbows wide and neutral pelvis during all the exercise. Okay, neutral pelvis because it's close the chain. Then inhale into your lower ribs. The eyeline to the ceiling. Okay. Then inhale, lengthen back of neck. Lower your eyeline, and exhale, flex your thoracic spine and prep. Yes. Inhale to stay. Open your rib cage, flatten your abs, and exhale, return back the back and head onto mat. Okay. It's nice. Yes. Inhale, lengthen the back of neck. Lengthen. Yes. And exhale, upper body flex. Elbows wide. Keep this position. Inhale to expand lateral side of rib cage, head on the mat, on hands, and exhale, return to the floor. And last one. Inhale, lengthen the neck. Exhale, flex your spine. Rest your head on hands. Inhale to open the rib cage, flatten your abs, and exhale to return. Okay? It's nice. It's good work in abdomen. Wow. Now you perform the breaststroke prep modified in prone. Lay in your belly, and you could take a pad under your forehead. Okay, no problem. Under your forehead. Yes. Because if you put your forehead onto the mat directly, you could over-flexion your cervical spine. And if you put the shin, you could extend your spine. Then, if it's necessary, if it's comfortable, you could use this pad, okay? Yes. Hands by your shoulder. Abs connected. You could legs parallel. Okay. Then, you are inhale to engage your scapula. Exhale to extend your thoracic spine and cervical spine in a neutral alignment. The neck the head is away from the coccyx, and inhale to stay. Stabilize your scalp, and exhale, keep stabilized and return to the floor. Okay, nice. Again, inhale to stabilize your scalp. Exhale, engage your abs, top of head away from the coccyx. Inhale to stay, and exhale, return to floor. And last one, inhale to engage your, stabilize your scapula. Nice. Exhale to extend, inhale to stay, and keep stabilizing, and exhale to return, lowering your trunk and head. Okay, you could be in shell stretch now, shell stretch. Shell stretch. Two, rest, take a rest. And inhale, breathing back of your rib cage and should be in kneeling. Exhale. Okay, good kneeling. And it's done.